Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed the modified Newton method, and we have derived the formula also. And if you apply simple Newton method on the multiple roots, means to find the multiple roots for a function, for equation, then you will get a, that we have already seen that you will get a linear conversion, not quadratic conversion. So that's why we have modified our Newton method to get a higher order convergence in case of multiple roots also. And we have derived the formula for the case then multiplicity is not given. Means multiplicity means if you are taking a function f of x is equal to, sorry, I'm taking an equation f of x is equal to 0. If x is equal to p is a root of this equation with multiplicity m, it means we know that how many times it is repeating also, means p comma p comma p and up to m times. So these are the roots of this equation. So if this is given to you, then there is another formula you can use, just simple formula for the modified Newton method. And if it is not given, then you will use that formula that we have done in the previous lecture. Okay, so now we will do the formula when multiplicity is given, means m value will be given, and you have to find the root with the multiplicity. This means this will be the statement. So now this is the Newton modified method if multiplicity is given. So just remember the formula here. Yes. So let us take an equation that f of x is equal to 0. Be an equation. And f of x has a 0, means f of x is equal to 0 has a root at some point p with multiplicity m. Means we don't know about the 0 here, but we know the 0 that you have to find out, its multiplicity is m, that is given here. So then modified Newton is method is Pn plus 1 is equal to Pn minus m times f of Pn divided by its derivative. So this is called modified Newton method. Here m is the multiplicity of required. Yes.
Ma'am, your voice is too low.
Okay. Hello. Yes. Now it is okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is modified Newton method, means just put m into the simple Newton method, means this is a multiple of m here. So that becomes a modified Newton method. So now why we have taken m here? So this is also your query, that why we have put m, that becomes modified Newton. So how it modified our convergence here? So let us check, means if I'm taking simple Newton, I'm taking just simple Newton. What was the simple Newton method? So in the Newton's method is Pn plus 1 is equal to Pn minus f of Pn f dash at Pn. This is simple Newton method, and we have already checked its convergence also by taking it as a g of Pn, and here g of x is equal to x minus f of x divided by its derivative. And if you find the root, that is simple 0, because in that case f dash p is non-zero. So in that case, this method gives you quadratic convergence, that we have already checked in the order of convergence lecture. We have checked that the Newton method gives the quadratic convergence. So how we have checked it? We have checked g at p is equal to p and g dash at p is non-zero in that case. But now the function is different. Function has a zero, means we are interested to find that zero which has a multiplicity m. So now f of x is a special function, means here f of x is here we are taking f of x is x minus p raised to power m into q of x. That is from the definition of multiple roots where q of p is non-zero. Okay, so now if I take g of x, what will be your g of x now? X minus f of x, x minus p raised to power m into q of x divided by its derivative. So let us take its derivative. It is x minus p raised to power m into q dash x plus m times x minus p raised to power m minus 1 into q of x. And if you solve it, it will be x minus p into q of x divided by q dash x plus m times q of x. This you will get as a g of x in case of multiple roots. So now if you check at p, means if I put x is equal to p, then what are you getting? P minus 0 by some non-zero number. Because from here you can see q of p is non-zero. So it is 0, then you will get p, means p is a fixed point for this function. So now let us take its derivative, g dash x. So if g dash p is non-zero, then you will say this function, this Newton method, for that function which has a multiple roots, means we are finding the multiple roots by the Newton method, will gives you linearly convergent if g dash p is non-zero. But if g dash p is equal to 0, then it will give you the quadratic convergence. So let us check that g dash p is 0 or not. So first of all, you take its derivative with respect to x. So x derivative is 1. So now how to take its derivative? Actually, it is a complicated function. So you can do one thing, either you take u by v form, or you can take three function. Means this is first function, this is second function, and 1 by this as a third function. Okay, so you know how to take the derivative of three functions. Means we will take 2 at a time as it is, and then third derivative. So let us take x minus p as it is, means first function as it is, and third function is also as it is, and take the derivative of second function. It is q dash of x. So then first and second as it is, x minus p into q of x, and you have to take its derivative. Just write d by dx 1 by q dash x plus m times q of x. You will get some derivative of, means you will get some function of x plus. So now this time second and third as it is, q of x as it is, q dash x plus m times q of x into 1. This you are getting. So now put x is equal to p. Let us check it is 0 or not. So g dash at p, it is 1. It is 1 here, and minus. So this first term will be 0 because it is a multiple of x minus p factor. And here also, whatever the derivative it is a multiple of x minus p here. So second term will also be 0. So second term is also 0. And third term, q of p, if I put x is equal to p, you're getting q of p. Sorry, it should be x minus p here. Just a minute. So d by dx of x minus p into q dash x plus m times q of x. Here also you will get x minus p plus. So now you put it, this term again it is 0, this is also 0. And if you put x is equal to p here, so that will be q of p in the numerator and 0 for this term because it is x minus p multiple and plus m times q of p. So this is simple Newton method. So here if I write q of p divided by m times q of p. So this gets cancelled because it is non-zero. So we can cancel it 1 by m. So which is non-zero. So it means simple Newton method gives linearly convergent convergence in case of multiple roots. So what we have done, we have taken because this m is creating problem. So if you multiply here, if I multiplied m here, means if I multiplied m here m will be multiplied. So here m will be multiplied, then m will be here. Means m is any constant number that is independent of x. So m will be here. So then g of p will be p only. So m will be here. So m will be here. Then m will be here. So m by m will get cancelled. That it will become 1. 1 minus 1 will be 0. So that the g dash p should be 0. So that's why we have modified our method to get the quadratic conversion so that our g dash p will become 0. So that's why we have multiplied here with m number. So to modify it here, we take m in the multiplication. So that is a modified Newton method. So if you check its convergence, then you will get the order of convergence that is a quadratic convergent, because in this case g dash p will be 0. So let us do one example, show that the modification of Newton's method improves the rate of convergence for f of x at x is equal to 0 with p not equal to 1. That this example we have already seen in the previous lecture, and we have applied simple Newton method in this example. And we have seen that sequence generated from the Newton method gives linearly convergent, not quadratic. So now let us take it f of x is equal to e raised to power x minus 1. So first we apply the first method only, because here multiplicity is not given. If multiplicity is given, then it is up to you. You can either use previous method or you can use this method. So then there is an option, means you can use any method. But if multiplicity is not given, then you don't have any choice. You have to apply first method only. Okay. So here f of 0, or you can find the multiplicity also. If f of 0 is equal to 0, f dash at x, that is e raised to power x minus 1, f dash at 0 is 0, f double derivative at x, it is e raised to power x, but here double derivative at 0 is non-zero. So here I have, because we know that if double derivative is non-zero, so this implies f has a root 0, 0 with multiplicity with m is equal to 2. Okay. So you can find the multiplicity also if it is not given. So now you can apply the method. So apply Newton's modified method. So in that case, Pn plus 1 is equal to Pn minus m is 2. So it will be 2 here, f of Pn by f dash at Pn. So it will become Pn minus twice of f of Pn. It raised to power Pn minus 1 divided by e raised to power Pn minus 1. Okay. So let us take, because initial gas is given to you with P naught is equal to 1. So P naught is equal to 1. That first iteration will gives you P naught minus twice of e raised per P naught P naught minus P naught minus 1 divided by e raised to power P naught minus 1. So here you are getting 1 minus twice of e minus 2 by e minus 1. So this will be if you write it, it will be 3 minus e by e minus 1. So it is approximately equal to 0.1639534. So actually, by applying Newton's modified method, you will get 0 because 0 is the exact root of this equation. So we are finding 0 only. That now its first iteration is 0.6. And if you remember, we have applied Newton method also in the same question. And with the P naught, with the same initial guess, P naught is equal to 1. And in the first iteration, we got 0.6 something. We have started from 1 and first iteration was 0.5 or 0.6 maybe. And here you are getting 0.1. With 1 initial guess, you are getting as a first iteration as a 0.1 here. So it should approach to 0. It should converge to 0. So P2, when you write it 1.1639534 minus twice of e raised to power minus 1 divided by e raised to power 0.1639534 minus 1. So it is approximately equal to 0.0044779. This is the second iteration. And if you find the third iteration, then it will be 0.4 times 0 I'm getting. Sorry, 5 times 0. So here you can see how it converges to 0. 33419. And even in the Newton method, if you have applied the Newton method, then in the sixth iteration you got 0.0 something, 0.0 some non-zero number in the second place. But here you can see it is a 0 in at 5 places. So it is approximately equal to 0, you can say. So to check the convergence, of P-n sequence. So let us check it. P2 minus 0 by P1 minus 0. Let us check it at 2 only, because you know that at 1 you will get less than 1 only. So P2 minus 0. So it is 0.0044779 divided by 0.1639534 then square. So it is 0.1665, which is less than 1. And if you find P3 minus 0, P2 minus 0 square, so it will be P3 this minus divided by this sphere. It will be less than 1 if you find it. Less than 1, or you will get a very near to 0 number. So this is the decreasing sequence. Means if you find P4 also, you can find for P4 minus 0 and P3 minus 0 square. So here also you will get which is less than 1. Means that is a decreasing in manner sequence. So from here you can say that Pn is Pn converges to 0 0 quadratically. Okay. So you can apply that method also, means that formula also that we have done in the previous lecture. Means in that case, you have to find the double derivative also. But if multiplicity is given, you can use this formula. That is easy one. So now if we want to check the order of convergence, suppose actually we have already checked it for the Newton method, but even if we check for the modified Newton, then here it is Pn plus 1. So it is Pn minus m times f of Pn and f dash at Pn. So this is Newton modified method. So this can be written as a g of Pn. So here g of x will be x minus m times f of x divided by its derivative. And here f of x is that function f of x has a 0 at p with multiplicity m, with m is equal to with m with multiplicity m, because I'm taking general here. So it means f of x can be written as x minus p raised to power m and q of x. So this whole procedure you can do it here, that we have already done. So now if you write g of x is equal to, that is x minus p into q of x, m will be multiplied here, and then x minus p into q dash x plus m times q of x. So we will see if you put p here, that it will be 0. I'm not doing this part. And if you take g dash at p, means with this, that will be g dash x. But here you have to multiply it with m only. Okay. So if you check it, if you find its derivative, then put x is equal to p, then you will get 0 in this case also. And double derivative, you can check its double derivative also, but it is difficult to find its double derivative. So we are not bothering about the double derivative, because if g dash p is equal to 0, then it will give you at least quadratic convergent. It may gives you the higher order convergence, but it will gives you the at least quadratic convergent, not linearly convergent. So from here you can see g of sorry, Pn converges to p quadratic. This will imply, because g dash p is equal to 0. So the sequence generated from the modified Newton will give you the quadratic convergence sequence. Means at least quadratic you can write. At least quadratic तो मिलेगा ही, higher भी मिल सकता है. Okay. So then you do these exercise, means that will finish our second chapter. Use modified Newton and Newton method to find the solution of this equation. Accurate to within 10 raised to minus 2. Take initial approximation x naught is equal to 0. Apply modified Newton method with m is equal to 2. X naught is this, and this is the function, and verify that convergence is of second order. Means this we have already done.
जहाँ पर वो कन्वर्जेंस चेक कर रहे थे, हम प्लेन की वो वाली स्लाइड खोल दो प्लीज.
Yes. This way. Yeah, only Newton.
पीछे. मैं जो उनसे क्वेश्चन कर रहे थे हम एग्जांपल.
Just to check here, I should write to check the convergence of Newton method in case of multiple groups.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any doubt in this chapter, in second chapter? Actually, I agree that second chapter is little bit tougher than all the chapters. But now difficult part has been gone. Third chapter is very easy, and fourth also means all other chapters are very easy.
Ma'am, बस ये ending वाला part थोड़ा difficult है.
If you understand it better, then you can do it easily. Some methods are formula based only, but order of convergence जहाँ जाती है वहाँ थोड़ा बहुत टफ लगने लग जाता है. Okay, no problems. Let us start the third chapter. Means I will give you intro only. So it is solution of system of linear equations. Actually, you all know about the system of linear equations. So, and you have found the solution of system of linear equations also. Means if I write for example, if I write two equation in two unknown, suppose I'm taking x plus 2y equal to 3 and 3x minus y is equal to 4. So you can find the solution of the system of linear equation. This is called system of linear equation. But here we are taking two equation in two unknown. X and y are unknown. Solution means you have to find x and y values from this. So there are several methods to find, means there are several analytic methods to find the solution of the system of linear equation. Can you tell me any method to solve this?
Substitution, elimination, cross multiplication.
Yes, cross multiplication, substitution, and other
Elimination.
Elimination. Means these are analytic method. You will get exact solution from this. Any other?
Using matrix or determinant.
Matrix method, yes. Cramer rule, you all know. So AX is equal to B, means matrix. If you want to apply matrix method, you have to write this equation into the matrix form first of all. So how to write this equation in the matrix form? Means if I write A, then it will be 2 cross 2 matrix. That is the coefficient of this equation. Means 1, X coefficient is 1 and Y coefficient is 2. That will give you first row. Means first equation will give you first row. Then from the second equation, you will get second row. Minus 1, this is A, and X is unknown to you. That is X and Y. And B is the right hand side entries, 3 and 4. So this way means how to apply matrix method means if then you will check determinant of A. If it is non-zero, then you write A is a non-singular. Then you will write pre-multiplying with A inverse. Then you will get A inverse B. Means your aim is to find A inverse. Then multiply with B. You will get 2 cross 1 matrix here. And first element will be the X value and second will be the Y value. So this was the procedure is in matrix method. So now, but here also we will use this, we will write this equation in the matrix method only, but here we will use the elimination, means we will write this, means we will try to write this A, or you can write A is to B into the triangular form. Triangular means you have already known about the two triangular form, upper triangular and lower triangular matrix. So we will reduce this matrix into the upper triangular matrix, either upper triangular or lower triangular. So then we will use the substitution also. Means that is another method to find the solution of the system of linear equation. So that is also analytic method actually. And we will do the numerical methods also. But here in the first section of the third chapter, we will do the analytic methods only. So first of all, this is only two equation in two unknown. Now I'm writing n equation in n unknowns. Means here obviously there is a large class of the system of linear equation. So a11 x1, a12 x2, a13 x3, and so on up to a1n xn. So we have n values to be determined is equal to b1. So next is a21 x1, a22 x2, and so on up to A2n xn, which is equal to B2. So you have n equations, an1, an2 x2, ann xn, which is equal to bn. So how to write this matrix in this system into the matrix form? A, again, you can write Ax is equal to B, and where A is n cross n matrix. So you will write means A11, A12, A1n, then A21, A22, A2n, and so on up to AN1, AN2 up to ANN. So this is A matrix, and X is equal to, this is unknown, means you have to find these unknowns, X1, X2, and Xn. And B is B1, B2. So here you should remember that in the root finding problem, you have to find only one value. That is a root of this equation, root of that equation which satisfy the equation. Means you have to find the P value only, and that P should satisfy, f of P should be 0. But here too, you have to find n values. Means if system is 3 cross 3, then you have to find 3 values. If system is 2 cross 2, then you have to find 2 values. If it is 4 cross 4, you have to find 4 values. So this is the case, means you have to find, you have to work on the 4 values. So now there are two methods actually we will do in this chapter. That first is Gauss elimination. Gauss elimination method, and second one is LU decomposition. LU decomposition, or you can write it as a factorization. LU factorization method. So first we will do this Gauss elimination. So first I will tell you the procedure of Gauss elimination method. So first we write, means what are the steps here? Step 1, you just write the matrix A. That is, means system of linear equation will be given to you. You have to find the solution of it. This is the statement. And now what you will do by the Gauss elimination method, you write A matrix, and then B matrix also. Means I'm writing the augmented matrix. This is called augmented matrix. Augmented matrix means right augmented matrix. So that is nothing but you should write A and B together. Now it will become n cross n plus 1 matrix, no? Because its order is n cross n plus 1. That will increase the column here. So now A is to B is here. So what will be your matrix here? A is to B. So it will be like A11, A12. Yes.
मैम ये ऑगमेंटेड मैट्रिक्स में ये साइन वो नहीं होता A/B?
हाँ, वो भी लिख सकते हो. Some books write this either colon or slash. You can write both of it. दोनों लिख सकते हो. Means this is also, or you can write A/B. A13. So A1n colon B1. Either you write this slash. मतलब यहाँ पे line write करोगे, line draw करोगे, then you will separate this column. A21, A22, A2n, B2. So AN1, AN2, ANN is to BN. So now here I write this first. This is first row. I write this as a, either you write R1 or I'm writing E1. This is second row, E2. Then it will be third row, E3. Then E4, E5, and so on up to En. So this is E1, E2, E3, En. So now our aim in this step first means in this step first we have written the augmented matrix. Then in step 2, reduce this matrix A is to B into upper triangular. What is upper triangular? upper triangular matrix.
मैं डायगोनल से ऊपर वाले सारे एलिमेंट्स नॉन जीरो हैं, इनके नीचे वाले जीरो.
Zero honge, yes. So this part is zero. Means our aim is to write this part should be zero. So how to write this part should be will be zero? We can make it zero by using elementary operations. You know the elementary operations now.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do this number zero? Can you make this number zero? Then what will be the operation? If I want to make this number zero, A21 है जो second row में पड़ा है, then how to make this number zero? By using E1. Suppose I'm using E1.
E2 minus
Yes, E2 minus.
A1 divided by E.
Yes, very good. A21 then into E1. क्योंकि full row पे लगेगा ना. So this operation will apply on the full row, not only on this element. So this element will be affected. So first to make A210, we are taking this number. Okay. So now if I want to make A310, A410, AN10, so can I write any operation? Means E3. Suppose I'm writing E3. So E3 minus A31 by A11 E1. So here you should remember this, that we are using E1 only to make these elements zero. So this is a step one, that first you make these elements zero. So step by step you have to do it. Means first column entry is zero except A11. Then after making these elements zero, so after this is the diagonal element, so below it should be zero. So to make this element zero, again you have to use E2 as a row, E2 row. So in the first column entries, to make the first column entry zero, you have used E1 row, but to make these elements zero, second column entry zero, use E2 row. Then third column entry zero, use E3 row. So this way you will get upper triangular matrix. So if I write E2 in general, so can I write E3 minus A31 by A11 into E1. So that will become that will gives you this element zero. So next is, so if I write in general EN minus AN1 by A11 into E1. So these are how many operations? These are n minus 1 operations, because we have started from 2, second row से लगाना start किया operation, E2, E3 up to En. So these are all n minus 1 operation. So you have to perform n minus 1 operation to make first column entry zero. So if I write in general, that is EJ, means suppose I want to make AJ10. So I will use EJ minus AJ1 by A11 with the help of first row only, E1. So this full operation, J has started from 2, 3, 4 and so on up to n. So this operation will gives you these elements zero, first column entry zero. So after applying this operation, your matrix will become A11, A12, and before that, sorry, I should write here, before doing the second step, means before doing this number will be zero, then you have to check A11 should not be zero. You should check A11 should not be zero. If A11 will be zero, then what will happen? That will gives you infinity. So but if it suppose it is zero, then you have to replace any row with the even row. Suppose A11 is zero, so then you find E2, then you find A21. If it is non-zero, then you replace full row E2 with E1. Otherwise, if it is zero, suppose A21 is also zero, then you find A31. Means you interchange your E1 with the nearest non-zero number, non-zero row, in which you are getting AJ1 is zero, non-zero. So this you have to take care, means before applying the operations. So A11 entry should not be 0. So after this, that will gives you A1 n is to B1. So this will be 0. This will become 0. Then A2 2. This will change. These entries will change na, after the operation. These entries will change. Okay. So now you have made these elements 0. So now here this is E1 again, this is E2, this is E3, and this is En. So again you have to make these elements 0. This is E3 2 star. So now you have to make these elements 0. So then we will make these, means this way you will reduce this matrix into upper triangular matrix. So once you make it upper triangular, then what is the second step? So sorry, third step. So first I complete this. If I take E3 minus A3 2 star divide by, I will use E2 row now to make these elements 0. A2 2 star into E2. So that will gives you this element 0. And similarly En minus An2 star by A2 2 by into E2. So this is the last operation, and there are total n minus 2 operations. And if I write in general, Ej will gives you Ej minus Aj 2 star divided by A2 2 star into Ej. Sorry, E2. With the help of E2, we are making these elements 0. So if here J is running from 3, 4, and so on up to n. Can you write the general operation? Means if I write it just one operation, just one general operation to make the upper triangular 0. Sorry, to make is to be reduced to the upper triangular matrix. So I can write Ej minus Aji, because here I have taken for one, means one operation which will make these elements 0. And here I have used this operation as a general operation to make these elements 0. So here I have used E1 as a row, then E2 as a row. Now I will make E1, E2 was also generalized. Means I will make 1, 2 also in the generalized case. So here I will take I into EI. Because here I have put 1, 2 in also in the generalized form. So here, what is I starting from and J? Can you tell me what I will stand from and J?
1, ma'am.
I will start from 1, 2, and 3, and so on up to?
And
Actually, here I am writing E1. With the help of E1, we are making these elements 0. With the help of E2, we are making these elements 0. With the help of last entries, means suppose it is here, we are making this element 0. So we are not using En, nth row use nahi kar rahe na to make any element 0. So here it will end up to n minus 1. Start करेंगे 1 से. We are using first row, second row, third row, and up to n minus 1th row. And J will start from
1, ma'am.
J. J वो है जिसको 0 बना रहे हैं हम.
Okay, ma'am, 2 आएगा.
But here 2, it is 3 here, and in the next row it will be 4, then 5 होगा. जनरल लिख रहे हैं ना?
I plus 1.
Yes, I plus 1. So it will be I plus 1. I plus 1, then I plus 2, and end कर रहे हैं n तक ही only. So you will get n. So I plus 1, I plus 2. So this full operation will reduce the matrix into the upper triangular matrix. Why we are doing this? Actually, this will help you in MATLAB. You will write the code of this system of linear equation by using these 4 loops. 2 loops you have to start. For I के लिए start करना होगा, then j के लिए. That will reduce the matrix into the upper triangle matrix. So we have done with the first part. The second part we will do in the next class. So that is back substitution actually.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, there was a question like we have to find the root of tan x equal to 4x.
Yes.
Ma'am, like I tried to find the interval, ma'am, like for many numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Ma'am, I could not get the interval.
Is equal to 4x.
Yes, ma'am.
By which method?
Ma'am, firstly, I was trying to find the interval only. Like I tried for numbers like 1, 2,
Yes,
3.
yes. Actually, IVT works for the continuous functions only. Na? Actually, this function is not continuous.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So in that case, you have to randomly choosing means if suppose I am applying a fixed point iteration method, so you have to find g of x, which is continuous at least. So here I can write x is equal to, because tangent x by 4 you cannot take as a g of x. क्योंकि ये भी possibility बन रही है ना, tangent x by 4x. 4 is also
ma'am.
your g of x, but this is not a continuous function. So you cannot take this as a g of x. So it is better if you take x is equal to tangent inverse 4x. So that is continuous function.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now you can draw the graph of this function also, tangent x minus 4x. This is actually tangent x minus 4x ना, equal to 0. तो यहाँ से भी initial guess हो सकता है. Means because to apply fixed point iteration method, you just need initial guess only, not an interval ना. तो
Yes,
यहाँ
ma'am.
हाँ, तो यहाँ से कोई भी नंबर लेके स्टार्ट कर सकते हो. x नॉट इज इक्वल टू 1 ले सकते हो, 0.5 ले सकते हो, 1.5 ले सकते हो, एनी नंबर.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other doubt?
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, whenever like if I am using the g of x, which is by the Newton's method, that is x minus fx
Yes,
by
yes,
f
yes.
dash x.
Mhm.
Ma'am, we have to show the 3 conditions that it is satisfying, or I can directly use.
Yes, if it is given that you have to use the Newton's method, then it is there is no case, then you have to check all the conditions. But if it is the case that you have to apply fixed point iteration method, although you
Yes,
know
ma'am.
that it will satisfy the conditions, but you have to verify that g of x satisfy that 3 conditions.
Okay, ma'am.
That's why it is a complicated. So that's why it is better if you write easier one.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, any other doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.